Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Something that's been generating a lot of buzz lately is this Amazon KDP Magic Formula course. So we thought, why not take a deep dive into it, right? Seems like you're pretty interested in self-publishing. And, well, this course, it claims to have this, secret sauce, right? A formula to rake in some serious cash on Amazon KDP, like up to $3,000 a month, through ebooks and print books. So let's unpack this and see what this whole magic formula thing is all about.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got that, shiny allure to it, doesn't it? Like, who wouldn't want to hit that $3,000 mark? And, when you look at how they've laid everything out, like they've got step-by-step videos, plus all these bonus materials like pre-researched niches, even Canva templates, it does seem like they've really tried to make the whole process pretty straightforward. They even claim you can publish a book, get this, in under an hour.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second. Publish a book in under an hour. Now, that's a pretty bold claim. But, I can see why this is catching your eye. Generating passive income, finding ways to, work smarter, not harder. That's what we're all about, right? And this course really taps into that. They even hint that you might be able to, completely bypass the actual writing part of creating a book. Plus, they tackle some of those common KDP hurdles, like finding the perfect niche and, the dreaded account termination.
Yeah, for sure. It does seem like they hit all those key points. But it's like, while they're super focused on the technical side of KDP publishing, we can't forget that success, it isn't just about speed or automation. The market, the effort you put in, even the quality of the content you put out there, it all matters big time.
You hit the nail on the head. It's like any business venture. There's no guaranteed formula for, overnight riches. Now, to be fair, the course does mention this. They say, hey, results aren't guaranteed. But then they also throw in a 60-day money-back guarantee, which, shows they're at least somewhat confident in their methods, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. It does make you wonder, is the real value in the nitty-gritty tactics, or is it more about the big picture framework they're offering, like learning about market research, how to launch your book effectively, those advertising strategies? Those could be valuable even if that so-called magic formula doesn't magically spit out $3,000 a month.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit. What exactly is this magic formula claiming to provide? We're talking pre-research niches, Canva templates for book covers, even ChatGPT prompts to help with, coming up with the actual content. Are they basically saying you can skip the whole writing process entirely?
Well, they're definitely pushing that streamlined approach. They boast having a whopping 207 pre-researched profitable niches and over 400 profitable book topics. And then on top of that, they're teaching you how to do market research so you can, double check those niches and find the right keywords to really make your book stand out.
Okay, so they're taking out some of the guesswork when it comes to finding a profitable niche, which could be a huge time saver. I'll give them that. But what about the quality, right? If you're not actually putting pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, I guess, are you just ending up with generic cookie cutter content?
That's where things get a little tricky. They give you these ChatGPT prompts to help generate content, which kind of raises some eyebrows, doesn't it? Like, who's the real author here? And what about originality?
Yeah, that's a valid concern. AI tools, they can be super helpful, but we got to use them responsibly, ethically, right? We need to make sure they're enhancing the creative process, not replacing the human element altogether. We're definitely going to dig into that a bit more later.
For sure. And at the end of the day, we can't forget that succeeding in self-publishing, it takes dedication, creativity, and being willing to adapt. The market's always changing. No course can guarantee that. But they can give you the knowledge and tools to, boost your chances.
All right, so let's say you found your niche, maybe even use some AI tools to help with the content. What about actually putting the book together and, getting it out there?
Well, they've got you covered there, too. The course has these step-by-step video instructions for everything, like creating the manuscript, designing the cover, writing a killer book description, even optimizing all that back-end metadata so you show up higher on Amazon. They even throw in Canva templates for ebook design, to streamline the whole shebang.
So it's all about efficiency and making the most of these tools. But is that really all it takes to, hit it big on Amazon KDP? Something to think about.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Getting your book out there for people to see, it's just as important as actually creating the thing, right? And this course, they actually dig into different marketing strategies like Amazon ads, Facebook ads, even BookBub ads. Plus, they give you the lowdown on these promotional websites that can really give your book a boost when you're first launching it.
So it sounds like they're not just about the book itself, but, they're giving you a whole toolbox to reach those potential readers, which makes sense. But let's talk about those, those claims of raking in up to $3,000 a month. It's definitely eye-catching, but I think we need to approach those figures with a healthy dose of, skepticism.
Oh, absolutely. They might be giving you the tools and the knowledge to potentially hit those earnings, but let's be real, individual results, they're always going to be all over the place, right? Success on Amazon KDP, it depends on so many things. The quality of your book, how well you market it, how competitive that niche you picked is, even a bit of luck, honestly.
So basically set realistic expectations.
Right.
There's no guaranteed path to, KDP riches. Just because the course shows some folks making $3,000 a month doesn't mean everyone who signs up is going to hit that.
Exactly. And another thing, while their website has all these testimonials from students saying they've made bank, there's really no way to verify those claims. It's not like there are tons of independent reviews floating around, so grain of salt,
That makes sense. So it seems like this magic formula, well, it might not be as magical as it sounds, but it does give you a structured approach, some valuable resources and insights into the whole KDP world, right? But at the end of the day, you still got to put in the work.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Think of it like having a roadmap, right? It shows you the way, but you're the one behind the wheel. You got to take that knowledge, those tools, and apply them to your own situation. Make it your own. No course can guarantee success, but this one might just give you that extra edge.
Okay, so for our listeners out there who are intrigued by this Amazon KDP magic formula, what are the key takeaways? What are the things they should really be thinking about before diving in?
All right, well, I'd say there are 3 big things to keep in mind. First, don't go into this thinking it's some get-rich-quick scheme, right? This is a structured approach, but it still takes effort, dedication to see results.
Got it. So no magic wand. What's number 2?
Second, be realistic about your expectations. Making $3,000 a month, it's possible, sure, but it's not a guarantee. You got to be willing to put in the work and understand that success, it takes time.
And lastly,
finally, take advantage of that 60-day money-back guarantee. Give the course a shot, see if it's a good fit for you, and if it's not your cup of tea, hey, you can always get your money back. No harm, no foul.
That's great advice. So even though this Amazon KDP magic formula might not be a literal magic wand, it could be a valuable tool for folks who are looking to navigate that self-publishing world and maybe even generate some passive income on the side.
Exactly. It's all about going into it with a realistic mindset, being ready to learn, and, having that entrepreneurial spirit.
Now, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture here. This whole course, it really taps into that desire so many people have for passive income, that dream of making money while you sleep. But how realistic is that really when it comes to self-publishing?
Oh, it's a powerful dream for sure. But the reality of passive income, especially with self-publishing, it's a bit more complicated. You can create a system that brings in money without needing constant attention, yeah, but it takes a lot of upfront work, and you have to always be adapting to the market. It's not static.
So it's not as simple as set and forget it, huh? You can't just upload a book and watch the cash roll in. You have to understand what people want, create good quality content, market your books effectively, and always be tweaking your strategies.
You got it. And this course, even though it offers some helpful tools and guidance, it can't replace that essential effort and continuous learning. It's a partnership.
Now, we talked about this a little earlier, but let's dive a bit deeper into the whole AI in book creation thing. This Amazon KDP magic formula, they encourage using AI tools like ChatGPT to generate content. And that brings up some interesting questions, doesn't it? About authorship, originality, and, the potential for just flooding the market with AI-generated books. What are your thoughts on all that?
It's a tough one for sure. No easy answers here. On one hand, AI can be amazing. Like if you've got writer's block, it can help you get unstuck. It can streamline some of the writing process, even help you explore new creative avenues. But on the other hand, we got to use it responsibly, ethical, right? Make sure it's enhancing the creative process, not replacing the human element entirely.
So using AI for things like creating outlines or getting past writer's block, that might be okay. But relying on it to write the whole book, that could be crossing a line.
Exactly. And ultimately, the decision to use AI in your writing, that's a personal one. But you've got to be aware of the ethical implications and the potential downsides.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored this Amazon KDP magic formula. We've dug into the complexities of self-publishing, and we've even touched on the ethics of AI in writing. So for our listeners out there, what's the bottom line? Is this course the key to unlocking your KDP dreams?
Like most things in life, that answer isn't a simple yes or no. The course definitely has some valuable insights and resources, but it's not some magic bullet. Success in self-publishing, it really comes down to dedication, a willingness to learn, and a genuine passion for creating content that people actually want to read.
So if you're ready to put in the effort, embrace the learning process, and approach KDP realistically, this course could be a helpful stepping stone on your journey. But remember, the real magic, it's not in shortcuts or formulas. It's in the power of your own creativity, your dedication, and that human connection you make with your readers. It's funny, right? They call it the Amazon KDP magic formula, like there's this, secret potion for success. But like we've been saying, there's no real shortcut when it comes to self-publishing.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. The course, it might give you some helpful tools and tips, but at the end of the day, it's your own effort, your creativity, that willingness to learn and adapt. That's what really drives success.
So for our listeners who are, weighing their options, thinking about taking this course, what are the biggest things they should keep in mind?
Well, first things first, I'd say don't get carried away with expectations. They make some pretty bold claims, right? Like hitting $3,000 a month. But you got to take those with a grain of salt. Everyone's journey is different, and results, they're going to vary.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in all the hype, but staying grounded, keeping it realistic, that's key. What else should our listeners be considering?
I'd also say take a look at yourself, What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? If writing isn't your forte, or if the whole marketing side of things makes you cringe, well, this course might not be the best fit for you.
Yeah, self-publishing, it demands a whole bunch of different skills, and you got to be honest with yourself. Are you really ready to put in the time and effort to build those skills?
Exactly. And one last thing, don't just take their word for it, Do your own homework. Look for reviews from other people. Chat with authors who've already gone down this road. Really get a feel for what it takes to make it in this industry.
Couldn't agree more. The more you know, the better decisions you can make. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to self-publishing.
For sure. And remember, the self-publishing world, it's always changing. Staying on top of the latest trends, the best practices, that's crucial.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the ins and outs of this Amazon KDP magic formula, talked about the realities of self-publishing, and hopefully given our listeners a better understanding of what this course offers and what it really takes to succeed in this exciting world.
And remember, there might not be a magic formula for success, but there is magic in your own creativity, your dedication, and those connections you build with your readers. So keep writing, keep learning, and keep sharing those stories.
And that, my friends, is a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive. We hope you found this deep dive helpful and insightful. Until next time, happy publishing.